Good morning. All right, let's do it. This Southern Charm reunion last night. Okay. Um. First of all, everybody looked great. They kind of did how they've been doing the Housewives, showed them getting ready. Um. Funny how JT is Mr. Super humble and quiet. He got his tail between his legs, talking about him and Venita dated for a month, and he's hoping to get that relationship back on track. Shut up, JT. Shut up. All right, so we get to the reunion. I fell out at them like doing their little entrances. Why Craig do the little swirl like he's on RuPaul's Drag Race? That shit was hilarious. I love Craig. All right, so we open with Craig. Let's talk about it. So Craig and they discuss Craig and Paige. Um, I feel bad for Craig because I know what it's. I know what that feeling is like. I've never lived with anybody and made future like marriage, children plans with them. Nothing like that. But that's a lot, to break up after 3 years. Paige is petty as fuck. I feel like he dodged a bullet because I don't think he would have been happy with her. Um, you know, what's the saying? God's rejection is your protection. I think Craig, you might be protected. I don't think Paige is a bad person, but it just seems like it's giving. She stopped liking you a while ago. That's the vibe that I got. Especially that last episode when she made that little creepy, ominous comment about this is the last time you're ever gonna see me. What's crazy is she meant that shit. She fucking meant that. Um, so we go to Shep and Sienna. Learn some more shit. See, listen, Sienna to me was a bird, but after hearing that she them hanging out, she was asking him to buy some house that she pointed to on the cliff because she thought he had a bunch. She saw a white guy on TV and thought he was a rich white man and went for it. Girl, you ain't shit. And then apparently dated an NFL player or some shit because they girl bye. Again, Shep, you dodged a bullet. You really did. And let's keep it real. You're in your 40s. Why are you fucking with somebody in their 20s? That shit's not gonna work. It's not. Stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to. And speaking of rivers and lakes that you're used to, Molly, who's not a river or a lake, but I like Molly. I think Molly and Shep are age appropriate. I love how compassionate she is. She is so compassionate and empathetic, even though sometimes that can get frustrating with people. Because they tend to, they find compassion in everyone. Sometimes it's like that person's an asshole. Stop. I like Molly for that. I think that's dope, and I think I hope Shep and Molly like I hope that turns into something. Cause I like Shep. I've liked him since season one. Um, you know, we all have our foibles, we all have our shits. He definitely went. I mean, I went through a party. I went through my whole hoe phase. We've all done it. I've broke hearts, been a dickhead, had my heart broken. So I get it. So I want what's best for him. Real quick, Taylor, Taylor's still upset with that man. That's apparent. I understand it. But I feel like, Taylor, you come off bitter. And it's interesting that your boyfriend appeared on this season maybe like 3 times, if that, which is probably smart because I'll be honest, if I was on a reality show, I'm not bringing my significant other on that bitch for fucking public ridicule from motherfuckers like me on social media. I understand why Gaston was like, yeah, we gonna keep this light. I'll meet you at the park. We'll work out. Um, but Taylor, I don't know. First of all, another thing is Taylor gonna come back? Because I'm trying to figure out why she's still here. Because wasn't her introduction to the group Shep? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Um. All right, let's talk about Venita and JT. First of all, Venita, you looked fucking amazing. Let's talk about it, girl. You are gorgeous. That outfit was everything. If I was your size, I probably wouldn't even wear clothes. But you look fantastic. And JT knew that shit. When he saw her ass walk out in that fucking Josephine Baker little flappy outfit looking good, I know he was like, golly. Um, Venita, I'm gonna give you a little grace because I tore your ass apart in my last review. Um, Uh, because JT, we all know, is a fucking liar. Here's my problem. Here's my problem with you, JT, and you, Venita. First of all, you, Venita, you knew what kind of history this man has. He's burned bridges with, seems like, everybody in the group. And I didn't even realize how much of a close relationship him and Madison had. I didn't know any of that. I guess I never picked up on it on the show. But they were able to hash their stuff out. But my problem is, Venita, you knew you were potentially playing with fire and you still played with the fire and you got burned. So you getting mad at him at this reunion is kind of ridiculous because you brought this shit on yourself. JT, you're a dick. And it's funny because all you do, this is now the second season where you came in talking mad shit and you're fighting for your life again. So what is it? Why are you here? And should you come back next, well, they're probably going to bring you back because of all this, dumbass drama now. I'm just really trying to figure out what JT's point is here. But we all know it'll be the fucking topic of conversation next season, him and Venita. It'll probably be him and Venita and then Shep and Molly. But so JT and Venita clear up this timeline with the girlfriend. It turns out he was hiding the girlfriend. But are y'all as confused as I was? Because it sounds like Venita knew that he had a girlfriend, and then when she invited him over for dinner to the house with the cameras and cooked, and then he decided to bring up officially that he had the girlfriend again, I guess because things were taken too far. Baby, you knew. So whether he wasn't super serious about it or not, you still knew. You still had the knowledge that he was talking to somebody, that he was potentially with someone. So you kind of knew that anyway. So I don't know if you're absolved, ma'am. I don't know if you're absolved. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, but from what I took from all of that was that they had already discussed that he had a girlfriend. He just wasn't fully owning it, which is his fault. To me, they're both in the wrong. He's more in the wrong than she is, but the reality is she's in the wrong too, because honey, you had an idea of something. You had an idea of something. I feel like they still like each other. I like that Venita is very classy. But I feel like that situation's not over with. We end the episode with JT trying to lie about something, and then Venita gets up and goes and gets her cell phone. It sounds like what I got from all that is it sounds like JT likes Venita more than the girlfriend. He met the girlfriend, they had something, and then it was obvious that he was into Venita more. But what's really crazy is that the girlfriend was under people's photos and shit, making comments and in Venita's inbox. Like, that's crazy. That alone right there would stop me from even messing with him, because I'm not doing your baggage. I don't know. But anyway, we'll find out more next week. Good part one. Shout out to you, Craig. You be all right.